Greetings from the Erie Coast. This is Mad Chat. I am at the hill, scouting. I was hoping to prepare the way. I have to wait because I'm not alone. Not alone. I just got visited by two dogs that run the. You can hear them barking. Two amazing dogs that run these woods. They're the two people. It's a couple, and they're not their dogs, but they take these dogs to run the woods without a leash, just chase deer, run around and play in the creek. I've met them before, and Charity's met them before. These are the same dogs that while we were crossing the creek back in the day, I fell in the creek with the phone, making a video. It was kind of scary. Charity obviously wanted to fight, and these dogs, they're just running around like, what are you doing? Who are you? Are you friend or foe? Dogs on the Great Hunt. The Great Hunt. So the concept of the Great Hunt, it's probably one of the oldest stories known to man. Going all the way back to antiquity, before the time of Christ. Great Hunt, Nordic, Slavic, Celtic, every Indian, you name it, everybody's got this story of the Great Hunt. And to join the Great Hunt, that was the original separation story. And so there's also a thing of myth and superstition. Stories were told about it, about going out at night and seeing the Great Hunt, which would be a ghastly sight indeed in the middle of the night. Hundreds of men and women on horses, dogs, everything chasing and running on the Great Hunt. And if they see you, you become the hunted kind of thing. And join their Great Hunt. This is where we came from. We ran these woods. This is where we came from. And so I find it fitting. It's where we go back to. I have to be kind of cryptid here, but I think I can tell a good story about it. The ground here is flat. Not much grows here, except for these massive sycamore trees and other trees that hold this mound of this hill next to the creek together. It's fall season, so visibility of this spot is it's not very secluded anymore. It is in the spring and the summer. When fall comes around, all the leaves fall, and it kind of becomes a prominent monument in the woods. A fitting place, I think. The ground here is covered in roots, rocks. solid, except for the sides. The sides erode. Trees, massive trees succumb to the erosion. But the trees that are able to spread their roots hold strong. That is my hope. This place will last for 1,000 years. Undisturbed. So I'm waiting to be able to do my work. I don't know how long they will sit here. They're just over that, just down in that ridge, down past that ridge, those two trees. And the dogs are running. And the people are just hanging out, enjoying this beautiful day out here in Northeast Ohio. That's one of the obstacles I face right now. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just hang out and talk. Charity's at the house. It's getting harder and harder for her to move around. She's very weak. Not to be gross, but she has trouble going to the bathroom. A lot of blood, a lot of black shit, a lot of pee. She's very weak. I have to literally hold her up and clean her off when she's done, when she's doing her business. She can't even stand to use the bathroom. That's okay. I got a bunch of baby wipes. Right? I'm gonna clean everything. She wanted to go for a walk. And like I said, she's very weak. And she's very excited. Running around, wobbly. Started to leak. Shake. So I was like, no, we're going to the balcony. There's no walking. Your walking days are done here. I wouldn't mind taking her out today, letting her sit in the grass, enjoy some sun. Maybe I'll do that later on today. I have the day off. And I got 2 more days of work. This is it's day 5, day 6. Yeah, day 6 of her not eating, not having any kind of nourishment. She's very, very weak. I had hoped to come out here to prepare the way for her. It appears that I'm not alone. Not alone. So I can't do my work right now. It's getting better and better for me to accept the fact that she's going to die soon. I still continue to give her antibiotics, which she doesn't like. Oh man, she hates it. And the hopes are that maybe she can beat this thing, but you know, I really don't see how. Death comes for us all. There's no running from it. Yet we run from it all the time. You know, when we're healthy and we're vibrant, we don't think about death. We think about life, movement, going, doing, experiencing. And laziness, sleeping, eating, relaxing, watching TV. Time enjoyed wasted is not wasted time. But on the other hand, what's trying to say? The time is now. I remember a long time ago when I was a fucking super athlete. That was one of my mantras. Now. No opportunity wasted. And I spent a lot of my time doing stuff, going places. Which leads me to another very interesting saying that I learned, oddly enough, in the women's bathroom on the stall written of a River City Cafe. I used to do pest control at night. And they encourage people to write messages on the walls, not just the bathrooms, but all over the place. It's cheesy, but it leads me to this, you know, wherever you go, whatever you do, always remember you're going somewhere and doing something. I know, right? Like something very profound, right? But extremely just obvious. All these little sayings we have, all these little things. Wow, they're still here. Damn. Go away, folks. Okay. Maybe I'll just hang out over here. Relax. Smoke a cigarette. Talk to you fine folks. I don't know. Coming out here, it's a beautiful place. I think it's just fitting. I thought about putting her down there, down by the creek, but it would, she would be disturbed in her rest. I hear I'm not supposed to do this, but I hear a lot of things I'm not supposed to do. Heard that all my life. Not supposed to do this, not supposed to do that. It is verboten. Here is the reasons why. I've always lived my life, try to be compliant. Try to be, a law-abiding citizen. Have morals, ethics, and standards. An ethos, if you will. A code, an honor code. That's very important, yes. I also think it's very, very important to do what you feel is right. I think this is right. Very strongly think this is right. And if I get in trouble for it, damn the consequences. This is a very, I will plead my case. Sometimes it's easier to sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than for permission. Woodpecker. But I know that time is drawing near for charity. I still have hopes. People are still there. Yeah. There's always hope, right? There's always hope. I'm gonna sit here. Say, come this way. I'll be able to spot them when they leave. There's a good place to rest my tush. Rest myself. Oh yeah, the ground is spongy here. I'll just sit here and wait. Drink my coffee. Enjoy this area. I guess I could turn this into everyday never forget. I guess it's called. Of course I brought coffee. And a backpack. E2 and a saw. And gloves, yeah. It's my my EDC for today. That's all I need. Nice. Maybe I should bushcraft a little tripod for my phone. Oh, maybe. Oh, I got a Leatherman too. Yeah. There you go. A Leatherman. This is nice. Very nice. It's not where I'm thinking of, but it is nice for me right now. It's a waiting spot. I just hope this tree is strong enough to hold me. It doesn't give way. It's a long drop down there. And, I won't be able to stop rolling down the hill towards the creek. Yeah, so, all right. I need this. I wish I could take Charity out here. I could, but I'd have to carry her. She doesn't travel well anymore. She can barely walk. She walks like a little bit and gets all wobbly. Head starts to bob and weave. She's losing muscle mass, and she's lost a lot of muscle mass. And now she's losing fat. Her sarcoma has broken open and is continuously dripping blood and pus and other liquids. I don't even know. But I still continue to treat it with coconut oil, right? So at least she's getting that as a substance, because she licks her wounds, right? Just staying there with her. It feels like work. I lay down with her, put my hand on her, pet her, talk to her. And then I gotta like get up. I feel the pull, the pull downward. I'm sure she does too. So I gotta get up, do stuff, run around, do things. She's sitting there just kind of like watching me, bobbing her head because she can't hold it up. And then she lays back down, lays her head down, grunts a little. She doesn't appear to be in a lot of pain. I mean, she's not wailing, she's not howling. She gives a little grunt, you know. Maybe she's too weak for all that. But she'll get tired of laying in one spot, stand up on shaky legs, walk around in a circle, look for a place, and boom, lay down right there. So she's still got some energy. I don't know how long that can last. I don't know how many more poops she has in her, to tell you the truth. I don't know. That's the part of death that we don't get to see, is the nasty side. The poop and the piss and the blood. That's the part of the body shutting down, right? The secretions of bodily fluids, and it continues after you die. Everything migrates down and out. So I hope to accomplish this task, prepare the way for her. Constantly scanning. I think there's somebody else over here too. Fuck. See if I can. See the red? It's like a red backpack. way off in the distance. Past this. Oh. You probably can't see it. But from my vantage point, I can. Usually, these folks down in the holler over the ridge there, they park over there. There's a church over there. They park there and they infill, follow the creek down. Today they followed the creek down and to the past the hill here. Now they're in the holler down there with the dogs. I've seen people here from time to time just hanging out, walking around. Matter of fact, right down that ridge, this ridge here, there's a big old boulder that sits at the bottom of this draw. And there's where a guy fucking eats his lunch and talks on the phone. From time to time behind me, the kids run through here and play. Over there, down that draw, that's where everybody takes a dump. All the bikers and the runners. We've all met them. Charity's met them. Well, maybe they'll take the hill. Maybe the dogs will come see me again. They're still down there. I haven't seen them. The main trail is down that draw, up on the top of that incline, and then there's the trail, and then the road. I think it's a nice, peaceful place. I could feel very peaceful here. The old sycamore trees over there with their ancient carvings on them. 2010, 1986. Jack from 1986, he was here. Here's another number in 74. Even this tree, wow. Even this tree bears marks. Does that say ice? It says ice on it, really? Ice. Fitting place, I think. Just wish I was alone so I could work. So yeah, let's make this a long everyday, never forget. So today is a good day. There they go. Making their way down past the draw there. Can you see them? See the other dog carrying a stick, a branch. Very good. Yeah, just hanging out here, waiting. Go ahead and do the everyday never forget, right? Today's a beautiful day here in Northeast Ohio. Dog looks back at me. I think one of the dogs wants to go into the creek. I don't know. I guess they're going to take the trail that way, back to their cars. Yeah. So, yes, every day never forget, right? Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day here in Northeast Ohio. Currently supposed to be in the 50s, high 50s. I think it's getting there. It's getting there. .54, I think, is the high. It's a beautiful day. Tell you about those who did not have a beautiful day. Those Americans that were trapped in Afghanistan, left there by Trader Joe and his malicious / incompetent regime. And least we forget that 13 servicemen and women died at Abbey Gate. U.S. military. 13 U.S. military service members died at Abbey Gate, Kabul, Afghanistan. Along with 200 other poor people. Poor souls. 300 plus people lost arms, legs, and limbs. Things that don't grow back. A lot of them was U.S. military and other countries' military as well. Every day, never forget. Never forget whose fault this is. Floyd Knife hands. There was hope. Folks getting them out. Task Force Argo, Task Force Pineapple, Project Exodus, Project Dynamo Christian Coalition, Mighty Oak Foundation. Not to mention the thousands of people that donated their time, their efforts, their money to the cause, resources, everything. At least we forget that 900 plus individuals are still incarcerated over the J6 debacle, held there as political prisoners without sentencing, without bail. A lot of people are still waiting trial. Those incarcerated are incarcerated in torturous solitary confinement conditions. People are getting hurt in prison. Someone lost an eye. There have been suicides. Lots of moms and dads in prison. Every day, never forget. And never forget whose fault this is. And yes, definitely deploy. More knife hands. But there's hope. Thousands of people, family, friends, loved ones, charitable organizations, law firms, doing pro bono work, even senators, congressmen, representatives, judges, former president, and duly elected president, and Supreme Court getting into the fray. Meanwhile, We still got time. January 20th is the inauguration. It's a long, what's today? November the 13th. Long time indeed for something to transpire. Do I have a crystal ball? No. Can I make predictions? Sure. Are they educated guesses? At best. The only people that really know for certain if anything's going to happen, because that's what we're all wondering, is something going to happen? The anticipation of something to happen. I don't know. The only people that know are the ones that are going to do it. And they don't even know until they do it. You know? The best laid plans of mice and men. Right? All crumble like cheese. Who knows? Who knows these things? I'm going to cut this video short here. I'm about to get to work. Appears I am somewhat alone. I'm doing shit like this. Always remember the words of my my stepdad, where I get my name, my last name, one of my last names. And he did it because I was a mischievous kid, right? So I was always trying to do something sneaky, not getting caught, right? That's, you know, always, right? And he says, whatever you do, whatever you're doing, someone somewhere knows what you're doing. I was like, how? You know, it's a fucking ninja. But it's true. Obviously. It's true. For the most part. Not to dabble, not to quote Fieldcraft or anything, but you know, it's not who knows, it's who knows. Like, the right people know, or the wrong people know. So, and everything can be cloaked in deception and mystery, unknowing. The wind makes the forest dance in unison. Anyway, this has been Matt Shad. Every day, never forget. Oh, by the way, I've been forgetting. Go Team Devil Dog. Go Team Devil Dog. Fuck brain surgery. He is still recuperating from brain surgery, but he's getting a lot better. So he should be making a full recovery probably around January. So please go to Devil Dog Prepper's channel. Like, sub, share, subscribe, comment to all his videos. Let's get some exposure for Devil Dog. He's got a lot of content. He's got a decent amount of content. I forgot how many. I haven't been doing a lot of looking at YouTube. But yeah, check him out. Get his sub count. We got to get his sub count up. yeah. And go Team Linda. Go Team Linda. Fuck cancer. She is still fighting cancer, kicking ass and taking names. And so, please give your thoughts and prayers to Team Linda. Go Team Linda. And go Team Joe. Go Team Joe. Fuck addiction. He's still in a recovery house with a whole bunch of crazy fuckers. And he's trying to navigate this world of sobriety. It's a crazy one. So go check out Joe Morgan's channel. Like, sub, share, subscribe, comment to all his videos. Listen to his story. It's a raw one, and it's a very interesting perspective. So yeah, it's been mad shit. And go Team Charity. Go. I mean, I've been saying it. Go Team Charity. I have hope for her, but here I am in the woods. To prepare her way. I thought long and hard about doing this content. The emotions that it stirs up out there, all you folks, and I have to tell you, thank you very much. All the kind, profound words everyone has shared, their stories, their experiences. There's been, you folks out there went through so much, and you share it, and you share in this journey that I'm taking. And is it for me, it's a personal journey. And so, history, background, I've done a lot of mercy killings in my past. You know, you always find a dog or a cat, or even having to dispatch an animal that's trying to attack you or something. That's in the, that world, right? Sometimes it was brutal. Sometimes it wasn't very clean, efficient, right? And there, of course, hunting, right? Done a lot of hunting. I've killed animals before. Kill and eat them. And of course, a city kid getting thrust into the family farm, like, hey, well, guess what? We got to do some work, and it's bloody, and it leaves a lasting impression on you, right? We got to put this animal down. It's got rabies, whatever. One of my most monumental experiences is we were trapping. I worked at a hunting farm when I was in therapeutic foster care. Yeah, like what, 18, 19, 18. I think I was 17 to 18. Yeah, 17 I think I was, and we were trapping for raccoons because they were rabid raccoons running all over the place and just destroying everything, killing everything too. It was kind of weird. And so we trapped one, and it had rabies. It was just shaking. It had the chatter teeth. It had frothing at the mouth. And they told me to reach in there, open the cage, reach in there, grab the raccoon, don't let him scratch me or bite me, and hold him so that they can shoot him in the head. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. Well, they opened the cage anyway. And this raccoon jumped out, full kill mode, spread eagle, ready to latch on and eat me. and I literally grabbed it. By a split second, I grabbed it by both arms under the armpits and held it out in front of me as this thing is like just. And that's when Amos shot it right in my face. Blood everywhere. It's like, what the fuck, man? Really? They thought I was and I was a bit of a naive inner city kid kind of thing, but I loved the woods, and I've also had, being from the inner city, when the first time I seen a dead animal or a dead human. As a matter of fact, I think I seen a dead human before I seen a dead animal. So it's just one of those things you think about. You're like, fuck, man. I don't know. They're the rites of passages that we go through, right? You ever ate a heart from a freshly killed animal, like a deer? Yeah. You rip into the liver. I don't know. We trapped rabbits in the Marine Corps. Had to eat the heart, and we were just we were just going through it like, let's bushcraft, let's survive, let's get into some survival. And we were left out in the woods unsupervised, and we're like, we want to do some survival bushcrafty shit, some survival stuff, how to eat, and like, okay, we can make snares, we can make traps. We trapped a rabbit. And us being dumb grunts, it's kind of like Lord of the Flies kind of shit, man. We're taking blood, rubbing it on our face, It was a very primordial thing at the campfire, and everybody had to take a bite of the heart, raw, bloody heart, and then we cooked it and ate it, whatever. Somebody else kept the pelt. I never got it. I don't know what I think I had a bone. I had a leg bone or something. It's gone somewhere. But it's just weird shit like that, I've had to murder a murderous turkey. This turkey sent a old woman and a young girl, to the hospital. I tried to kill it with a. They paid me $75. I was a contract killer for a turkey in Myrtle Beach, in Surfside Beach, South Carolina. But I tried to. My plan was to cut its head with a samurai sword. Just cut it clean off after it, when it would attack me. That didn't work, so I had to. Luckily, I brought my bow and arrow with me, and stapled the thing to the ground until it died. So it just little things like that. There's some other brutal things I won't talk about because they're very uncouth. But things like that. This is different, right? I'm not killing an animal. I'm watching I'm watching an old friend die in my care, so and then preparing the way for her when she passes. So what's the point of all this is that, and I'm not going to talk about the other stuff I've done involving people. That's a personal thing. But this is I've been very cold when it came to death. My sister's passing. She was my younger sister by 2 or 4 years, I forget. 2 years. Yeah, my 2 years younger. Her passing. She was in her 30s. That one got me. and got me thinking about death differently. It was more emotional, I tell you that. Because for the longest time, I've been very cold about it. There's an interesting. I watch. It's called Samurai versus Ninja, and you gotta love the Japanese, man. Their content, their storytelling. There's an old TV show. Oh, for one, I used to watch The Blind Swordsman, Zatoichi, right? Zatoichi, the Blind Swordsman. That's not the one I'm talking about. But that's a lot of hard lessons in there as well. But there's one called the Samurai Cat, and I can so relate to this. Samurai Cat. And so the story is that there was a very distinguished and accomplished samurai. He was in the service of his daimyo, of his shogun, for many years. Won many battles, which means he killed a lot of people. A lot of people. He was professional samurai, right? In the service of his shogun, of his daimyo. So he was all business. You know what I'm saying? It was business. Whatever. And whenever you talk to this guy, it was business. And it was, I have to kill you. Okay, let's kill you. You know. So he has to retire. It's the end of the samurai era. Well, he's been retired, right? So he's still very much a very serious and dangerous samurai. You know, it's something that he's a vet. He's a veteran, and now there's no more wars. There's no more service that he needs to be doing. I think maybe he got hurt, maybe, or he did like 20 years as a samurai. It's time to retire now. Here's your land. Here's your pension. Here's everything. Here's your renowned. Here's your, everything is given to you. Here you go. Congratulations for your service. Thank you for your service. And here's your severance package, right? So somebody, as a vet, someone in the military is their life. It's a different world, right? It's a different way of thinking. Everything is different. And so getting back out into the real world society, it's a hell of a transition. And this guy never transitioned. So somebody suggests to him to get a cat. I think maybe it was the shogun. You get a cat. You have to watch this cat. This cat is now yours. And so he's just like, that's my job. He's like, because you're left. You go out into the real world. You have no purpose now. He's a samurai. Warfare is his life. Now he has none. And so he's tasked with caring for this cat. So the samurai cat, the birds are coming around. Yeah, that's cool. So the samurai cat. So he is just like, you're just estranged. At first he's very cold with the cat. He feeds the cat. He gives it water. And that's it. And looks at it like, you're a strange animal. What is your purpose? You have no purpose. What is your purpose? And the cat is just being a cat. Meow, 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 meow. Right? And he has neighbors, and they're women, and they're like, well, you gotta pet the cat. You gotta play with the cat. So they give him toys to play with the cat, and he's just like, I gotta play with you. You know, it's just like, why? Why am I playing with this cat? And why am I petting this cat? And why is this cat, looking for my attention? All this. It's an interesting journey. So it's very similar to Charity. I took Charity in. This every day, never forget. It's going on and on and on. I took Charity in. I was in between places. I was always in between places and jobs and all this and that. And it's after I broke my ankle. Got kicked out and all this and that and whatever. That's a hell of a journey, a hell of a story too. So I'm in a bar, and this guy, Luke, that's his name, Luke. He, I'm networking because I got to be out in like 5 days or some shit of where I live, and I'm like, hey, does anybody know where I can live? Does anybody know where I can get a job or I was working somewhere. I was working odd jobs, doing all kinds of stuff. I had money. I was always making money, especially when I was younger. Everybody's like, oh shit, you can work? Okay, come on. And so I'm asking around, hey, you know of any place I can rent? You know of any place I can rent? This guy Luke's like, yeah, I got a room. You stay with me. I live on a golf course resort. It's a big house. It's just me and a dog. And I'm looking to make some money. I'm like, all right, cool. We agree on terms. I get my own room, own bathroom. It's fucking nice. I mean, and he's always gone. And I'm always gone too. So I'm always cleaning and shit. So little did I know that he was a fucking crackhead. Absolutely addicted to cocaine, crack. And so that was his thing. He was being put up by his mommy and daddy and given X amount of money. He was working for mommy and daddy. They owned a tour guide or something, boat tour guide on the beach. And so, that's what he was doing, so they could watch him. Well, little did they know that, boom, now he's got extra income. Now he can go out and get more coke. Now he can leave Charity. Now he's got somebody that can watch Charity while he runs off on these benders. Because before, he would just leave her. A week at a time, she's shitting and pissing, and he'd take a big old bag of dog food, open it up, and there you go, walk away. That was the tip of the spear. That was the tip of the pyramid. I opened up a can of worms, because now he's got extra income that his family don't know about. He starts renting the house. There's like 8 to 10 to 12 people living in this house. He rented a couch out for $500 a month. Damn. Everybody, it was crazy. Yet I still had my own room and bathroom. Anyway, the thing, it turned into a party house on the beach. It was crazy. And of course, the people that he was renting to, they had coke. They had drugs. Like, oh, okay, great. A lot of drinking too. I mean, a lot of Fireball. Fuck, we drink half gallons of Fireball like every other night. It's crazy. Always a party. Yet here I am, working. I'd party, but I worked. And a lot of people that lived there too, they worked. So eventually, he lost the place because he was watching the place for someone who was away, like out of country, they were in another country, and he was house sitting. Well, the parents were house sitting. And he was tasked with house sitting. Well, they're coming back. People are coming back, and we got like 2 months to leave to get out of there, get the place cleaned up and all that shit. Well, he waits to the very bitter end to tell anyone, so because he keeps getting this money. right? To for his drug addiction. And he's like, hey, yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm leaving today. You know, he moved some shit out here and there. He's like, yeah, we gotta be out. No, 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 no. He's like, I'm moving my shit right now, and I'm just gonna take Charity and just drop her off on the road somewhere, on a dirt road. I'm like, no, you're fucking not. So I think it was like maybe a year I lived there. Charity already just boom. She slept with me. I fed her. I walked her, because they didn't do any of that. You know, I made them walk her. But yeah. So yeah, she chose me. I saved her, and she saved me. So anyway, I'm getting sore just sitting here. That's my story. That's part of the story. So, anyway, this has been Matt Shad. Every day, never forget. Is that a four-wheeler? Yeah. Coming this way. Great. Yep. Never alone here. Trail maintenance.